Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So let's go ahead and get into Marriage Bootcamp episode number 2, honey. Not gonna touch on every couple in this video, but we're definitely gonna talk a lot about Joseline and Ballistic, Bianca and Chozus, and a little about Styles P and his tears. Because honey, I'm with Bianca. Most black men don't show their emotions like that.
I love that Styles got emotional, because real men do cry, and I never seen a gangster cry.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about that, and we're also gonna get into that statement Ceelo made about his girlfriend Shani, that he loves her more than he loves himself. Honey, that just gave me chills, because I believe that's how a relationship is supposed to be. But anyway, enough with the boohoo tears. Let's get into Bianca and Chozus.
When Bianca and Chozus started talking about, what's some of their main issues, he's like, well, you called me 200 to 300 times sometimes, and 600 times one day. She's like, okay, but, which is a lot, right? There's no way around that. You got to own that, B. But the other side of that coin is it just me chasing you that much? Or is there something happening that is provoking this insecurity, this uncertainty in me, that's causing me to have to follow and chasing, right? There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of layers to peel back there. Sit tight, guys. I can't spill all of those beans just yet, but you're going to get some understanding as to why things are exactly the way they are with them, and why Bianca feels like she's on such shaky ground sometimes. So yes.
So Dr. Ish is saying that Bianca called Chozus like 600 times in one day. Child, ain't nobody got time for all of that, okay? Fans are outraged by the fact that Bianca has been pregnant by Chozus 3 times. 2 out of the 3 times she terminated her pregnancy, and the 3rd time by having a miscarriage. Now, fans also believe that Chozus and Bianca are too young and need to break up because of all the violence in their relationship. So what do you guys think about all of that, okay? For me, the real question is, are they really together? Are Bianca and Chozus really together? Bianca posted this on her Twitter page by saying, just to clear things up, me and my baby father have been broken up since 2018. He dealt with females since then, not just one, and we were still off and on. But then I got a new guy in 2019, and we stopped talking for 5 months. After me and the person I was dealing with stopped talking, I started messing with my baby father again, and a few months later, WeTV reached out to me to do the Marriage Bootcamp show. So me and my baby father decided we wanted to go on the show to actually try and fix things between us, hence the reason I am pregnant. Now, me and him were friends before we dated, so he can't ever really get nothing past me. He told me he would rather deal with dumb females he can lie to, who don't find out what he's doing, because it's less of a headache, which could never be me. So he is not cheating on me, and I know about anything he posted. So nobody needs to send me screenshots of nothing he posts or does. He is just the father of my child, and we are still working on trying to be cool. To be honest, all I'm worried about is my child being healthy and staying stress free. Period, poo. No, I just added that, y'all. But from that post, it sounds like they are on again, off again before doing this show, and this continues to be their status as today. So let's move on and talk about Joseline and Ballistic. But before we do, Dr. Ish spills some tea in the video that I'm about to show you on Joseline, and for those who don't know, her backstory is quite a lot. She started on the Love and Hip-hop franchise. She was a dancer, and her first TV relationship was with Stevie J, which was horrific, y'all. She has definitely weathered the storm, but listen to what Dr. Ish has to say, and I think this will help you to understand a little bit about Joseline's background.
I believe she's so used to behaving the way after being with Stevie J so long. Ballistic is totally different type of guy. He is, right? And yet, I don't know if you guys know Ballistic's backstory, but Ballistic comes from a really good family. His dad was a doctor, and so he grew up with the structure. He grew up with the expectations he grew up exposed to different things than Joseline was exposed to. And so, you know, in different areas, in different arenas, you're going to act a little bit differently depending on the setting. And so Ballistic is used to all of that. And he's like, Joseline, baby girl, I love you, but, woo, woo. Joseline's a lot. She's a lot. She's a lot of woman. She's a lot of human, right? It's a lot to handle. And this is the part that Ballistic is talking about. The respect, right? He's like, right? On the one hand, he loves all of who she is, right? She's the Puerto Rican princess, and she's bold, and she's bodacious, and she's out there, and she's doing the thing, and he loves that. He digs all of that. But there's certain times when I need you to dial it back just a little, because there's certain times where I don't feel like it's appropriate to me and to some of the other folks who are around. So it's a fine line, it's a delicate dance. So, you know, you always, right? Because you want to be with somebody who you can show up and be 100% of who you are 100% of the time. But then there are other times. The other side of that coin is, okay, well there are times when 100% of me is going to need to maybe come in at about 90%. 75% for the next 5 minutes, and then we go back and, right? So that's it's a push-pull. That's the dance, and that's why Ballistic hadn't set the date yet, because he's trying to figure out, am I going to be able to deal with this 100% Joseline 100% of the time, or what are we doing here? So yeah, Mia, that was a lot, and I'm not even going to repeat what she said. I think at the beginning of the show, the top of the show, you got to see a lot of what makes Joseline Joseline, right? You know, nobody's all one thing. Nobody's just all loud and bodacious and wild and out there. You know, we're all human. We all got the things that made us who we are. And part of what Joseline said was, and I'm sure you guys caught it, was that, listen, you know, nobody's ever committed to me in my life, right? The people who were supposed to be there, they weren't there, right? My moms, you know, the older folks, family, friends. And so, Ballistic, when I'm coming to you and I'm demanding this timetable, the thing that I'm really demanding from you is certainty, that commitment. That means something to me because it's something I've never had, you know? Now, what Joseline's got to understand is, no matter if he sets the date tomorrow and you get married next week, it still won't give you the thing you're looking for inside. You've got to find a place to give yourself that certainty and that's an internal process. That is not an external validation type thing. And so even when Ballistic does the thing you want him to do, you still got to continue to do the work. And I think she found, you know, she made a step there tonight as well. So yes.
Last but certainly not least, let's talk about Styles P.
I would say that moment when Styles broke down, when Ceelo was talking about loving himself more than he loved Shani, right? And it goes back to the things that life has taught us about ourselves, right? And what we're worth, and more importantly, what we're not worth. And what we deserve, and more importantly, what we don't think we deserve, right? In the end, we pick the partner that we think we deserve, right? But that's deep, because if we don't think we deserve much, then we're going to pick somebody who reminds us that we don't deserve much, right? And even though it doesn't feel good, it feels right and it feels normal, because that's what we feel about ourselves. It's a weird way your brain tricks you into these things, but we're creatures of habit, and we want to do the thing that is comfortable to us. Let me repeat that again. We all pick the love we think we deserve. And if we don't think we deserve a whole lot, we're going to pick a partner who reminds us of that, right? Who makes that narrative, that self-talk that we got spinning in our head, that broken record, makes that record true, because your brain is looking for things on the horizon to make everything that you believe true, right? And so that's the trick of it. And so when Ceelo talked about loving Shani more than I love myself, Styles got that. And I think it was cool to see, because you don't see men cry like that a lot, you know, especially don't see black men cry like that a lot. And Styles got right. He put his finger right on it. He was like, that man is in pain, right? And it's the pain that a lot of people don't see, because, you know, men were supposed to be stoic and we wall it up and we're tough and we're strong and we don't feel it and everything's going to be all right because we've got all the answers and we're just going to persevere. We're going to push, and all this foolishness that stops us from processing our true emotions. But if you stop in the moment and you feel it and you let the pain linger and know that it's okay, you know, I can wrap my head around it. I can work around it. And yeah, you know what? A lot of that stuff life taught me just ain't true. And I'm trying to unlearn some of those lessons every single day. That was the moment for me, right? Because it was acknowledging that I still got a lot of work to do, but also acknowledging that I'm on the path. So to me, I think Styles was the MVP tonight for just picking up on that and expanding upon what Ceelo was talking about.
So that wraps up episode 2 of Marriage Bootcamp, y'all. Let me know what you think. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.